Hello, can you hear me? Hi. Why is it nighttime? I wish it to daytime. Hello, hello. So, today's a little bit of a weird stream. I will be honest, because I have a lot of con prep to do still, but I still wanted to stream. Hold on, let me turn this up. I still wanted to stream, so yeah, that's why we're here. But we're gonna be doing con prep. I'm not gonna have a hand cam or anything because it's kind of really messy, honestly. I just wanted to hang out with y'all for a little bit, and then if all things go well, if everything goes according to plan, according to Keikaku, I'll be drawing like after. So yeah. So right now I'm basically just prepping all my labeling for my charms. I have so my to-do list left is basically like what I have to do still is finish prepping and organizing my charms, and what's the other thing? Oh, backing enamel pins, and then the rest is basically just throwing everything into a suitcase. So I'm not too worried about that part. But I do have to finish packing like charms and stuff, and because this is a VidCon, and because Jake is helping and I have a lot of new stuff and we're doing a little bit of a different setup, I am actually trying to make everything as organized as possible, where everything is labeled and the serial numbers are all on them. Because normally if it's just me, I kind of just like remember. But that's not really the way to do it when you have other people for help, like as helpers. So I'm just gonna do it for myself, like so everyone can have assistance. But yeah, I have to like still cut some like dividers, so I'll probably start with that because I know that Twitch has to run an ad still. So I had to do that on the floor because my desk isn't big enough to hold my guillotine cutter. Fucking huge. I have one that like it's like 12 inches is the wide side. Also, I hope you can still hear me because I'm like on the floor. But yeah, it's like 12 inches. So everything is a as I don't remember what I'm doing. Okay. Why am I fucking this up so bad? What? Like wasted 2 chunks of paper. Ah! Not a big deal. Bald, in fact. I also still have to pack my standees. Know how I want to pack them? Because if I'm entirely honest, Misty! I am cutting dividers for my charms, but my guillotine cutter doesn't fit on my desk, so I have to do it on the floor. Yeah. So that's why I probably sound a million miles away. Yeah, I'm packing for Boston right now. Ah! That was not a nice sound. Yeah, I actually work on the floor all the time. It's probably not the like healthiest thing to do for my back, but you know, this is what I get because my secondary desk is just full of shit. I have a second desk in my room for like packing shit, but like it's always covered in stuff. Like I'm not I'm not the best at keeping it all, like, organized, if I'm entirely honest. Not gonna lie, I do too. The desk in my room is also covered in shit. Yeah, cause like I have my actual desk, right? I have like, you know, desk with my PC and stuff. But then, in terms of like my secondary desk, it's just full of stuff all the time, so I can't really. I don't know. I think also part of it is like the Southeast Asian in me. I'm just like very, very used to working on the floor. Cause like at my mom's house, he, whenever we're cooking and stuff, she doesn't like using her counters. I'm not even kidding. She doesn't really think that the counters are big enough for her to do all the stuff she needs to do. So until kind of recently, like she's getting older and her back and whatever, she would always just like put newspapers on the floor and like basically cover the floor, just work on the floor. So she would do that all the time. So yeah, I'm very work on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I feel like I have more freedom if I'm working on the floor. I will say it's not like the most amazing thing squatting on the floor to ask, but like also it's just I don't know. I'm not rich enough to have a fucking big ass crafting desk or like, you know, something like that to have a bunch of space. So best I can do. Also with like how I use the guillotine cutter, it's actually way easier to do it on the floor because I just kind of lean over it and then use my shoulder to prop up the blade so I don't slice my finger off while I'm aligning the paper. But because of this, I can't have the dogs in my my office while I'm doing this. Yeah. Yeah, my dad. Okay, actually, here. Let me just take a picture of my floor right now, because it definitely I don't have space as it is because I have so much con prep stuff on the floor. I have to make sure nothing is suspicious on the floor. Oh my god, my socks are just okay. You know what? You guys can see how awful my office is right now. There's just like socks on the floor. 1 second. Here, let me show y'all. I use my cutter on those Costco tables, but every time I chop it moves. Oh my god, that's so terrifying. I could not. Let me see. Gosh, this is such a this is so bad. This is such a bad. Can I paste like this? Oh, it doesn't show the way I want it to. What the f— Why is it like this? Why is clicking and dragging from Discord like this? Hello? This is my current situation. So I'm sitting in this tiny little tiny hole next to my candy cutter. But yeah, my socks are just in the corner. I use utensil dividers for my stuff. I think like everyone does now. I don't I got the idea from Reina or Psycho Kokoro. Yeah. I'm small, so it works. It works. I can fit. Also, hello, Brad. Yeah, you can't see my socks on my feet because that's not allowed. But you could see my little. These ones are owl socks. They're like, yeah. Honestly, just everything gets so fucking messy when I'm prepping for con. It's just a whole disaster and a half. But you know what? That's fine. But like also, if you I think I sent it in Discord, my charm box organizing is so much nicer now. Here, let me delete this. Move. Yes. How can I get this to show on screen? Like, make it easier. Maybe I'll do it like, maybe what I'll do is I'll do this. Hold on, let me see. Add this, display capture, tablet screen, okay. So this is my current, like, system. So I'm trying to, like, actually use the serial numbers that's on my boards. So it looks like this. Let me see if I can find pictures. So this is like, these are my display boards. They have serial numbers on them. The only reason why I am doing this now, even though I've had these boards for like, I don't even know how long I've had these boards for, but I've had them for maybe like at least 6 months, and or I don't know, maybe a year at this point, or almost a year. Is because Jake is coming with me to Boston this year, and Boston's a big con, and Kuno is also helping me, and I have more charms than ever. And part of the reason for that is I can't bring peekers and stickers to Anime Boston. They don't allow for them. So that's a huge L for me as someone who primarily draws like peekers and decals, and that's definitely what like I feel like people know me for at cons. So it's kind of an L for me. So for that reason, I want to make sure I have a lot of other things to be able to make up for that. Yeah, I'm always worried for cons like that. I did really well at Boston last time I went, I think 2 years ago, but I'm still scared just because, you know, first of all, the market is different, like the economy is different, and people don't really have as much spending money inherently. But I'm also aware that people who go to Anime Boston are well aware of the fact that you can't buy like stickers and stuff, so people are more willing to spend money on other things. But it's still scary because, like, I don't know, just like thinking about the fact that there's like a chance that, you know, my biggest moneymaker, who makes like 60 to 70% of my income at cons, is not even going to be there, is so terrifying, you know? Is this the right way? Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on. I have to... I understand. Especially a show out of state. Oh my god, guys. Whoever fucking tells, like, you know, cons and shit, that artists make fucking bank at cons, you need to shut the fuck up. Even if I make several $1,000s, do you know how much money I'm spending to go to Anime Boston? Do you know how much I have to make to break even? $3,000! Three whole bands. Do you understand how much money that is? Some people at cons, some artists don't even make that much money. Whenever same for me, whenever I travel for cons, yeah, it's so expensive. And even for local cons, I spend anywhere like probably around $1,000, because like the table itself is already expensive as fuck, and then like, you know, you've got all your inventory. Some cons don't even offer your badges anymore, so then you have to like buy the badges separately, and you have to buy badges for your helpers. So like for this one, okay, Boston is so expensive, y'all. I got a pretty good deal on a hotel for Boston, but total the hotel for like 4 days, is it 4 days, like from Wednesday to Monday night or something like that, or like Tuesday the daytime is my checkout for next Tuesday, so like almost a week. Let me just look at the price. Right, let me pull this up for y'all. Luckily I'm splitting this 3 ways. I'm for now, unless I somehow come out super rich from Boston, I'm not paying for Jake's housing, but I'm paying for his Boston ticket and potentially his flight as well. Oh wait, it's not this one, huh? Hold on. I still had to call the hotel to let them know I'm like checking in late, because I don't want them to like fucking mark me as a no-show. All right. Where is this? Our hotel. I'm just so pained by this. I'm just looking at this. Our hotel total for that week is $3,000. Just, it's 75, and that is considered a good price for Boston. That's how expensive. That was like the cheapest hotel I could find within like a 5-mile radius, and luckily it's a half-mile away from the con, so I'm like, I feel a little less bad about the price because it's just like really close. But holy shit, man, what? How does anyone travel to Boston for fun? What the, like, I don't understand. Yeah, but it's getting split 3K, so that's $1,000. My flight is also like $500 or $600. The table is another $500, and then the amount of money I have purchased in merch, especially because I had to like rush to do it because of the stupid fucking tariffs and all the shit, is like another $1,000. But like luckily for charms and stuff, it's like overlaps a little bit. It's not like it's entirely just Anime Boston, unless I fucking sell out, then that's a whole nother story, but then I won't be complaining at that point. But yeah, it's just so goddamn like freaking, oh god, it's just so much stuff, man. It's just so expensive. Like, how does anyone afford to do anything? I don't get it. Also, I can't count. What am I in? 5. Yeah, so it's just so expensive to table at conventions. People who think that it's like, oh, well, you know, X artist came out of this con, they made 5 figures, they made like 11K, but then it's like, okay, but like also what's your profit? What's your actual profit? Because I can assure you that it's several $1,000s probably to even be able to sell 5 figures. Like, you know, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap endeavor. So, you know. Yeah. Convention artist life, yeah. I was recently talking to a bunch of artists about, someone was interested in tabling, like starting to table, and we were talking about how, realistically speaking, if you are starting out to do conventions, you should not by any means have the expectation to go full-time right away, or even anytime soon, unless you have like the financial support of like a fucking sugar daddy or your parents or whatever it is. Like, you'll basically need external support, because it's very unlikely that you can do this full-time. I didn't start doing this full-time until last July, and it wasn't even, you know, originally up to me because I got laid off from my job and I was like, fuck everything, I'm gonna just do this. And I had the ability to do that because I've been doing this for, at that time, 5.5 years. So, you know, I had built up enough of a reputation and a knowledge about tabling and stuff like that that I could do such a thing. But if you go in expecting to go and do this full time, I have got to say you are in for a crazy rude awakening. Like, don't quit your job to do this. Like, if you have the luxury to do so, see if you can switch to part-time. I worked first originally part-time. Actually, I was in college at the time when I first started. And then I was working full-time, working like fucking, I was in a clinic, so I was working in medicine. And I was streaming like 3 times a week, 2-3 times a week. And then literally working on like cons and art stuff for another like 20-30 hours a week, and then working 40 hours a week in a clinic in person. That was anyone who remembers that era of Miao knows how exhausted I was constantly. And then I went to go work part-time somewhere else in marketing, and that was fun. And I did that for about a year. Or I guess like 6 months-ish, and then I switched to full-time. And I actually took an entire break from tabling and stuff like that. Or not tabling, but like art stuff in general. It kind of took a big back seat. But basically my point is that you have to be very, very sure that you want to put in the amount of hours it'll take to get you to the point where you can do this full time. Okay. Here's my honest thoughts. I think there are a lot of people out there. First of all, when you talk to artists, ask them like how viable it is to work full time. And a lot of people will say it is viable, but guess what? I can assure you there's at least 70 to 80% of artists in Artist Alley hold a job outside of Artist Alley. Because like, even if you make enough at Artist Alley to like basically survive and like, you know, do all your other stuff, unless you're like in the top, I want to say like 5% of artists, like who are just making absolute crazy money at cons, realistically speaking, part of the reason why you're able to like sustain yourself off cons and stuff is because you have the kind of like assurance to take bigger risks. You have the financial security to take bigger risks with like different kinds of merchandise, upgrading your setup and stuff like that. Because you have funds from elsewhere. For me, I tried to keep my funds kind of insular, as in whatever goes into like, at least when I was working still, whatever I put into Artist Alley and stuff like that, aside from my very initial investment, was only allowed to be pulled from what I have made. I'm never allowed to exceed my income from Artist Alley to invest into things. That was my rule. And so that's kind of like how I grew very slowly. Even though I had a job and stuff at the time, my mindset was, I'm going to use my business money for my business. And any other money I'm going to use for, you know, my living expenses, you know, myself and stuff like that. And then anything that I want to spend on my business, I will spend out of my business money. So that's how I approached everything. And then I think it allowed for me to like have a pretty good understanding of kind of how funding works and stuff. Because I never wanted to invest more than I have been able to make, you know? Just to be a little bit more cautious about it. And especially because I started as a college student. And, you know, I think there's a lot of people too. A lot of artists who even if, if they do art full time, they're not just doing Artist Alley. They usually have like an online shop. A lot of people have Patreons. Some people do like lessons, like they do, what are those sites? I don't even know. Like those like masterclass sites and whatever, like lessons and whatever. I don't know what I honestly don't know like the viability of any of that stuff, but essentially I think that people typically when they do art full time, they aren't just doing Artist Alley. Because I think almost all my friends that I am close with who are Artist Alley artists, engine artists, whatever you want to call them, have jobs outside of Artist Alley. Because also just like think about it, the frequency in which you have cons or there are conventions is like relatively limited unless you want to travel literally the whole world, right? Which is fun, but like also you have to get into the cons to do that. So you're kind of limited by number, and if you're making profit wise only like 1,000 or 2 per con, that's probably not even gonna cover your rent for wherever you're gonna be, realistically, wherever you're living. And if you're trying to do enough cons and traveling, like do it full time, and you do 2 shows a month, you're gone for half the month. You're not gone for 2 weekends. You're gone for half the month. Because, see, I'll give Anime Boston as an example. Anime Boston is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a 3-day convention. And I am leaving my house tomorrow night, but flying out Wednesday morning, right? That's Wednesday. And then we get there really late Wednesday, so basically like Thursday morning, like midnight Thursday, or like 1 a.m., something like that. And then, or yeah, Thursday. And setup is that night, right? Setup is at 7:30. Also, hello, Foxy Fire, how are you? That's Thursday. Setup. Friday is a con. Saturday's a con. Sunday's the con plus teardown. And then I'm flying out Monday night. I think I leave. I think our flight is Monday night. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's, yeah. Our flight's Monday. Oh, no. Where is it? Our flight's Monday morning. Monday morning. Wait. Now. All right, where's my first flight? Huh? Where the fuck is the first flight? Why do I only have the first leg of the flight on my calendar? Anyway, Monday. And then we get back Monday night. So I've been gone since Tuesday night all the way to Monday night. And realistically, if you are a sane human being and you work a job, or not, you usually need a day or 2 to recover. We'll just say 1 day. So we'll say Tuesday is gone. And I get to start doing work again on Wednesday. That is 1 whole week for 1 show, 1 3-day show that is just gone. Imagine doing that full time. Imagine doing that full time and you are just gone twice a month doing that. Twice a month, you are gone for a whole week. For every con you do, it'll be like a whole week. That doesn't include, by the way, that doesn't include any of the time it takes to prepare to actually get your ass to the con. Like drawing, con prep, like, you know, actual merch prep. None of that. None of that's included. So just like think about that. So something that makes me particularly angry and I don't like to think I'm an angry person, is the fact that there's a lot of conventions out there that have been kind of become aware about how much some artists are making at cons, and they're hiking up the table prices. Like, someone did the math recently. Anime Expo has increased their table prices to, I think, like $700, and it's been like $500 for the past forever. And there is 900 artists. Okay, let's do the math there, right? It's $700 per artist, and there's 900 tables. That in itself is making the convention over $500,000. $630,000. Like, just from the artists tabling there. That does not include the vendor tables, because the vendor booths, I think, are anywhere between like 2 to 5K, depending on, like, you know, the size and whatever. It could be even more. That doesn't include like audience tickets or anything like that, right? And I know that it takes a lot of money to put shows on, but the fact that cons are charging $500 to $1,000 for an artist table, they're basing that price, at least from what I understand and how I perceive it, off of the income of like the top 1 to 5% of artists. I can tell you, I think that the average Artist Alley artist makes, maybe in terms of profit, 1 to 3K at a smaller con. 1 to 3K. I know some people who make less than that. I know some people who make more than that, but like 1 to 3K I think is pretty average for like a smaller con. Smaller to average con. Which, by the way, these smaller to average con, like middle-sized cons, I think are still charging $300 to $500 for the table. All right. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That's like, say you're a little baby artist and you're tabling at a con, and the con costs you $300, and it's like one of your first cons, and you come out of the con with $1,500 total. Like, that's just the money that goes into your bank account from making your sales. Almost a third of that, I guess in this case, I guess a fifth of that, just a fifth of that goes directly to a table, just sitting your ass down in there. All right. Then I'll think about all your other expenses, your food costs, your accommodations, and if you're not accommodating, then your travel costs. You are probably profiting wise, $800 or $900. Unless somehow you penny pinch off your ass, then maybe you come out with $1,000. That's not a living wage, right? Like, your hourly wage working as an artist, like a convention artist, is kind of garbage. if you're making like that. Because if you think about it, right? You are at a con anywhere between 10 to 12 hours. Because even if the convention center, or even if the actual venue part is open for 8 to 10 hours, you're there for about like an hour before, an hour after, right? And then that doesn't include teardown, setup, driving, the preparation you take per con. If you take your cumulative hours, that's like, damn, that sucks. It's been my dream to do artist alleys with how expensive it is. I've only been to my college gaming cons and tabling because it's free. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that's great. Because that's how I started. I started in college. I made, I think, $75 at my very first convention. I didn't have to pay for my table, and it was at a gaming con. Or I think it was like an on-campus anime con. Yeah. That was my first con ever. All I had were like pinback buttons and one single sticker sheet. That was it. That was my whole thing. Nothing was over $8. My sticker sheet was a vinyl sticker sheet, so that was $8. And my buttons were $1. I mean, because also that was the era that I was in, so like things were kind of a lot cheaper in terms of like what people were paying for things, especially like at a smaller con, right? one day I want to show y'all like my numbers just straight up like, in my first year, because for me, the amount I put into the conventions, I don't even know if I actually have my numbers from that long ago, but basically like I think starting small is great. I actually really encourage people to start doing cons at like, you know, colleges, local things, and stuff like that. Because not only is it just like makes more sense financially for you to do so because you're just starting out, but like it's like anything in my opinion where you should find out if you like doing that. If you like being basically a customer service person to people who can't read, because realistically, convention goers do not read. I don't care. It does not matter how many fucking signs you put up. They will not read. I'm sorry, but it's just facts. They're not gonna read. So, you know, if you can stand that, and you can stand the preparation that goes into it, and the fact that you are monetizing your hobby, which for some people that is, for some people that ends up killing a lot of the joy in it, depending on your personality and who you are. Yeah, so like these are all things you have to consider. So that's why I really encourage people to start small. Don't just fucking send it. I talked to someone once who thought they would get into Anime Expo for their first con ever and thought that that was like the way to go, and I was like, oh honey, oh sweet summer child, I will tell you right now, I tabled at AX for the first time, I think in, I want to say 2021 or 2022. I'm not sure. Honestly, I can't fucking remember the years at this point. My brain's too fried. But I had a baby artist who their second con ever was Anime Expo. They tabled with us, and they almost cried like 3 times because it was so stressful. That's why I say, like, I think you should start small, work your way up, see how much you like it, and then kind of figure it out from there. Don't just throw yourself into the deep end. Trust me, it's really rough. And yeah, people just don't fucking read. It's crazy. There'll be a price tag on something, and they'll pick it up and be like, how much is this? And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad you asked. The paper says it's $5. But, you know, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just a fucking liar, and it's not actually. You know? Yeah, people just don't read. You gotta be like, I can't see the sticker from here. What does the sticker say? No, I won't. As much as I would love to do that kind of thing, I'm not gonna do that just because it's so rude and definitely not customer facing or like customer first, but I definitely can see what, like, you know, I could see the desire to do something like that. Let the intrusive thoughts win. I can't. My money is on the line, guys. Listen, I'm not gonna pretend. I go into conventions fully ready to market myself and my work and do what I can to incentivize people to purchase things without it being like how is it like pushy. And it's in the small things. There's a lot of small things that you can do to prepare and to like encourage people to make purchases. There's a lot of things, but I'm gonna be straight up with you. You know what I do as my very baseline expectation for tabling, and this is why I offer unironically to be a proxy or booth babe. is that I will go full fucking femme. I will do a full face of makeup and I will dress up a little bit. And I'm going to tell you the difference in sales that I make from when I do that versus when I don't is actually substantial. As in, like, it is not within an error margin about the amount I make. If you know me at all, like, and you're aware of the way I dress normally and the way I just basically exist, I definitely am not like that. I use a slightly more customer service voice as I do on stream, but if y'all have heard me when I talk on stream versus if I like talk on stream with Kuno, the way I talk is very different. Because that's just the way I am, and because I'm with a friend, I'm a lot more comfortable, and so I like am projecting less inherently. So like I'm talking more like I would with my friends. So it's pretty different. But yeah, those are like small things that I do, and it makes a difference. I haven't had much luck myself. My most recent tabling, I only had one purchase from one friend. Before that, I had like 5 purchases from friends only. I felt kind of hurt after knowing I hand drew everything just for people to only request me to draw them a piece on the spot. Sorry, that was a lot, but I love doing cons and talking about it. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things to kind of consider for artists, like doing artist alley. I will say, like, kind of as a side note, if you are interested in starting cons, I do have a video on my YouTube that like kind of with me and Kuno talking about like kind of how to get started and like things to keep in mind. We want to make an updated stream and video like in the future, probably like a little bit after AX or something, but it might be helpful to look at that. But I will say, when people look for handmade works and stuff at cons, they typically will be looking for commissions. And it is a viable way to make money at cons. I know a lot of people who do commissions at cons, and it's not like a bad thing. But I think people definitely at that point they would prefer something done by hand. I've sold and I've made like shikishi boards of like various VTubers before and sold them, and my ability to sell them is substantially higher if I just take them as commissions than if I were to like offer them as is, you know, like if I made them ahead of time. Wait, am I out of Pomodachis? No! Ah, shit. Okay, good to know. No, my Pomodachi! Oh, there's one more! I found one more. Buried in the depths. I used to use sticky notes to like divide my stuff before, but you know. Oh, no, digital art is 100% more in demand, but I'm talking about on-site commissions. People who usually do sketches and stuff, or like offer like hand-drawn commissions, and that's really popular. That's much more popular in terms of commissioning on-site. Is like on-site like hand-drawn stuff. But if you're referring to like pre-made works, then yes, probably digital stuff. If you're a little crazy, there's wood art. That shit goes wild at cons. It does depend, actually. So depending, it's really interesting. So as y'all are aware, because I've talked about it recently, I'm working towards getting my MBA. Or I guess first getting into my fucking MBA program. But you know, I have to submit my application like this week. I'm almost done. But anyway, One of the things I really enjoy doing is market analysis. And it's very interesting to see what type of things sell at different cons and the different audiences that are there. That's like my favorite thing. Live chainsaw sculpting at Evo, got it. You know what? I didn't say it. But if that's what you want to try. Yeah, just like the differences in what people are interested in purchasing at cons is very different. Per what the per event, and I think doing analysis of that is really but yeah, I've noticed that like some areas are more interested in like prints than charms and stuff. As an example, because here's how I look at it. You have to think about the living situations that people are in. I noticed that East Coast people, typically speaking, are not inherently as interested in prints and stuff. Comparatively, because if you think about it, like I'm not talking about like NYC, not like all of East Coast, but like I'm talking about like big city areas, like very metropolitan. Your room is smaller. Your apartments are smaller. You only have so much surface area to put up prints and decor. So you're going to be pretty selective about what you're putting up. And trust me when I say if you've put prints like fucking basically wallpapering your walls, that your room is going to be so goddamn hot. And I know that some of those old apartments in New York City, that shit, air conditioning, what the fuck is air conditioning? Versus like, you know, people in West Coast, I think typically are more interested in like prints and stuff because, you know, the housing is bigger and people like, especially in college students, like college cons will be very interested, or cons near colleges will be very interested in prints and stuff like that to decorate their dorms. So stuff like that. Me next. What have you learned about Southern Fried customers? I've never gone to a con in the South. I almost did. Unfortunately, MomoCon and Anime Boston at the same weekend, so I chose Anime Boston over MomoCon. However, I'll get back to you later on that one. Hey, it's not my fault. It's not like I haven't applied. You just don't want me. Are we not? I went to Atlanta for fun this past winter. Do not tell me not good enough for you. No, that's not. No. I went there for fun. I fucking queer, non-binary, minority went to the South willingly. Do not tell me you're not good enough. I think you're not good enough. They just don't want me. I'm not good enough for y'all. That's what's happening here. I'm not good enough for your cons in the South. Y'all don't fucking want me here. Listen, my bio on my portfolio. Sorry, I should lower the volume here. My bio on my portfolio says that I am a non-binary Southeast Asian person from Los Angeles. All right. I don't live there anymore, but like I'm from LA. I'll give you that much, guys. And they see that shit and they're like, I thought you were about to say you aren't good enough for us. No. No, I mean the fucking cons don't want me. It's not you, it's me. But it's not me either. It's the cons. They don't want me. I don't know what to do with all my old dividers. They're like plastic. But I just use like they just backed like sticky notes. So like I don't know what to do with these dividers anymore. I also don't know how to pack my standees. My cons probably suck anyway. I've never been to one. MomoCon I heard is good. Holiday Matsuri, like anime Holiday Matsuri is also really good, I think. From what I've heard, which is in Florida. Can I get a quick picture of the dividers? Sure. I mean, my old ones? It's like plastic. Oh, they're not that big. They're very, very small. And they're not large. They're very small. But yeah, there's some actually good cons in the South. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't apply. If I didn't think there were good cons in the South, I wouldn't apply because then I'm like, I would be traveling to them. There's no way I would like go and spend money to, you could use them for utensil dividers or spices. Yeah, if you want. I mean, I broke them to be smaller because they're like resizable, but I broke them to be the size for my, like my actual charms. So yeah, if you want them, I don't know what the fuck to do with them otherwise. I mean, they're pretty cheap. I got them from Daiso and I just broke them up to like size them. It's just I don't want to throw them away because it's plastic, you know. Misty, have you ever gone out of state for cons? Yeah, right? Have you done the South before? You gone to the South? The southern United States? Have? How are they? I'll probably wait for me to move, but if you're still waiting, I'm more than happy to see about buying off you so you can get some use. I mean, you want? Sure, I don't mind. Dude, I'll just like send it to you for the cost of fucking shipping. I just don't want to waste. They were like $1.50 for like 6 sheets of these. Oh my god, Daiso raised their prices again! Ah! Did y'all hear? Daiso had to raise their prices again, likely because of tariffs, but they cost, it's $2.25! Ah! I got these little suction cup hangers to hold my keychains from Daiso, but they don't stick to my cube, so I'm just stuck with them. Yeah, I don't think you do. I use like command hooks. I used command hooks, and now I use here, I can actually show you. So I showed you this one. These are, they're meant to go on like the back of your phone to display like what are they called? Like keychains on your phone. But what I got recently for like, because it was more of a situation where I couldn't purchase things, like I couldn't get those in time because I had to import them. I got these like little tiny white things, and they're cable clips, and so they actually lock so that people can't like pull charms off of it. It's actually very hard to remove the stuff, but they're still clips, and then you can still remove the charms from them. So I've been using those. It was years ago before the pandemic, but when I was a smaller artist, it was okay. Since I didn't grow a lot. They do have cat clothes at Daiso. I'm flying out to MomoCon Wednesday. I'm also con prepping. Okay. Yeah. We were originally gonna do MomoCon, but then I got into Anime Boston, so I was like, well, Kuno didn't want to go separate. Like he was the one who got into MomoCon, but he just wanted to go together. He finds it easier. So like decided to just do one. Yeah. Also, like, the awkward thing is if it was the opposite, it would be a little bit easier, because then I could go to MomoCon and I could just like stay with someone that I know that's there. Versus like if it's me getting into Boston and him into MomoCon. MomoCon doesn't allow for proxying at all, so it's not like we could swap. But yeah. Yeah, it is nice to travel with friends. I agree. I do prefer it by a lot. Saki is Zaya's, right? Not fine. Where is the box of legends? Would there be any ever? Would there even be cons on your radar in Tennessee or Alabama? I would assume Nashville would have that kind of thing at some point, but I don't follow any of this. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is. Let me take a look. I have a big master list. Alabama first. I did not click Indiana. I clicked Alabama. What the f— Okay, from now to the end of 2025, there's Waifu Con, but I don't know how big that is, honestly. I've like heard of it before, but that's it. Oh, I think Waifu Con is an 18 plus con. Uh, Tennessee. It's a little awkward because we're like halfway through the year almost, so. I don't see anything in Tennessee. I guess I could look at previous years. Or upcoming. The what? Where did Ella? What the? Hello? Yeah. Okay. I don't really see. How is it already half the year? I feel like I didn't do much. Dude, same. But yeah, it's freaking May. Oh, also something kind of like related to the whole market research thing. Fun fact. Even if something is really popular, does not mean it's gonna sell well. Like League of Legends merch, not sell well. I've made a few things total, just because I was like, wanted to. I have held this merch so long. My body says you did a ton of shit, LO, because all the traveling and prep and art, real. Dude. There is like a TikTok I saw recently that was like, something I've had to come to terms with as I got older, or as I get older, is the fact that if I want to do something, I have to be okay with doing it tired, because I'm never not going to be tired. I'm like, damn, that's so real. Same, almost June already. I'm still mentally in March. Yeah, I feel like all my deadlines and stuff are crept up on me so fast. Also, hi Haley, how are you? ASMR, crinkly, crinkly. I'm not even counting how much of the small charms I have, I'm honest, to be honest. Actually, I should probably grab a restock 1 second. I have a few, like, I have some extras of stuff for mini. Where did they go? But, a ton. Nice! Everything's a mess. I'm lost. Look. Never mind! Bye, Archivist! Good luck with your workday. But you know what is popular that still sells no matter what, like very consistently? Is Pokemon. I've had Pokemon merch forever. That shit never goes away. I'm like permanently stuck selling Pokemon merch, I think. I started with drawing Pokemon merch. I think I will never, I don't think it'll ever go away. Oh shit, I have Dratini and Dragonair in here. Oh, I only have one Dragonair? Oh, never mind. Yeah, Pokemon is just like a nice staple to have because like I feel like there's always gonna be people who are interested in getting it. Because like, in my opinion, parents who are taking their kids to anime conventions probably grew up on Pokemon. Nowadays, at least. Or their kids are interested in Pokemon, so Pokemon works out really well. It's like a very safe thing to have. And it's kind of in line with like the other shit that I draw, which is like very cutesy mascot things, so it works out for me. Wait, am I out of Ho-Oh? Guys, I don't check my mini charm stock ever because I just have so much fucking garbage. Which is like my fault. But I think I'm out of Ho-Oh. I bought more I bought more Lugias. But I guess I'm out of Ho-Oh? What the heck? Alright. That's awkward. What Pokemon type is MiaoYuen? I feel like that's obvious. But what do you think? I'm still processing that our favorite main legendaries from Gen 2 and Gen 4 are opposites. I'm an Esper, like psychic? I don't know if I agree with that one. What, you're like, you like Lugia and Palkia? Kinda big SMH to you, honestly. I think Palkia is stupid because its typing is stupid. Delcatty? Delcatty's a normal? Isn't, or is it fairy now? I barely know Pokemon, I'm sorry. I think I would be a fairy type. My favorite type is Ghost, though. Ghost is my favorite type. I think it's still mononormal still? I think so. I know that a lot of old normal type Pokemon got retconned to be fairy. Like, Clefairy, no shit. I think Jigglypuff. I would say Skitty, but I'm just going off your model, not gonna lie. I love Skitty! Oh my gosh, I used to have Skitty charms. Okay, so I have a lot of random Pokemon, because like at one point when I was in college, I literally just drew all of my friends' favorite Pokemon. And I just like Skitty too, and I was like, I don't even care, fuck it, I'm gonna draw what I want. And so I made like a lot of stickers and a lot of like a lot of, what are they called? Like buttons of different Pokemon that my friends liked. So I remember someone coming up to my booth and basically like crying because I had Spinda and Skitty merch. They were like, no one has Spinda! Everyone sleeps on Spinda! I can't believe you have Spinda merch! And I was just sitting here like, I just thought Spinda looked funny, and I wanted to draw the like Valentine's Spinda. But that would happen a lot because I just had a lot of random Pokemon. But the Spinda one stuck out to me a lot because they like basically went off for like 5 minutes about how no one ever has their favorite Pokemon ever. And I was like, bro, trust me, my favorite Pokemon is Shaman. Like, Shaman Land specifically. I don't think I've seen anyone have that basic. Or I've seen like like 2 or 3 people total. They gave Fairy to Jigglypuff, Mr. Mime, made Togepi and Clary full Fairy. I think Azumarill got Fairy. Azumarill did too. Yeah, and Gramble also did. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really sweet. I do... Excuse me. Oh my god. I do like when... What is happening to my voice? Holy shit. I do like... Name, help me. I do like when I have stuff that people like don't see often. I think one of the things that like went really, really well for me when I first started drawing more VTuber merch was the fact that I had like all of Hololive, literally like all of Holo JP, ID, EN, up until the point where I, you know, was selling them. And so there would be so many people who would just go absolutely fucking feral over the fact that I had like fucking Xion. I guess that's a bad example now, but like Xion or like Mel. Oh my god, I'm saying only graduated people. Holy shit, fucking kill me right now. Why can't I think of anyone else? Ah! I'm trying to think of like not so popular people. Choco! Fuck! I'll get there! Or like, yeah, just basically like not as popular in the West JP VTubers. And so people get really excited about it. So that really helped like build, I guess, like popularity and credibility within like the space, which was nice. I don't know what just happened to me there. I was thinking about like people that I have that like I don't really make tons of sales on, but when people do get them, they're really excited. And then I'm like, damn, all these people are fucking graduated now. Holy shit. Yeah, but I am discontinuing or like slowly getting rid of all those. And just like remaking, you know, the ones that I think are I like, and then the ones that I think will do well. Slowly but surely. But you know, I actually had someone recently ask me if I was gonna draw the new Regloss girls, and what's is it Devis? I don't know if there's like a way to pronounce it, but they were asking me if I was gonna draw any of them, and I was like, I would love to. I think they're so cute, but I don't know how popular they are here, so I don't know if I will, but maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, at that one point I fucking drew everyone. I still cannot believe that I did that. Like in 1 week I drew like 40 peakers. I wanted to like off myself by the end of that week. Cause I think I had like total by the end of everything had like 100+ designs. That shit is just like ridiculous and very hard to manage stock wise. So I am slowly getting through the rest of it though. But yeah, god, there's so much, so much. Also, I realized that you guys cannot. I'm like sitting here in silence because my Spotify is not on this fucking channel. Hold on 1 second, let me fix this. Wait, can you hear this? Hold on, what the? Huh? Wait. 1 second, 1 second. Audio capture, Spotify. Can you hear that now? Oh my god, I did this last time too. Sorry. My bad. Listen to more video game lo-fi. My favorite. I haven't bothered to find a different playlist stream. I haven't bothered finding another like stream safe playlist. I really like lo-fi stuff, so because it's good like background noise, but I don't know. I haven't found another playlist that's like DMCA free. All right, let me cut some more dividers. You guys hear the noise of like the actual You actually hear the sound of like the guillotine cutter itself. What the? Am I? I'm back. I have to remeasure, I think. Two. Is the 5. You can hear it? Holy shit. I was in your other stream as the person said you're good at singing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, hi, welcome back. Paper cutting is. Ain't bad. Yeah, it doesn't. It's actually not a horrible sound. I don't know if this is enough. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Is this right? Three inches tall. Okay. I have like some charms that I don't know what to do with because I don't have space to display them, and they don't really sell really well either. So they're just kind of like, I kind of just have them. Like I have like the Luxian boys, but in their second outfits, but they're not displayed on the board. So I don't really know what to do with that. Still have a few sauna charms left. You're one of my favorite VTubers. Aw, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to have that honor. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just a little guy. I decided to make like a little, what is it? Like, I made these, here I can show you. I made these like new signage, but I made a new business card holder too. And it has a little knock of Miao, so you guys come with me wherever. You guys can hold my business cards for me. Now you'll be with me at every con! Yeah! Huge news. Travel with your VTuber. It's not a... against your will, surely. Surely you just want to help me. I made the perfect number! Yippee! Okay, after this, I just have to do like to prep some pins, and then I'll be ready. Draw. Ow. Ugh. Good lord. Calliope Mori, where are you? I don't think I'll be restocking any of these like small VTuber charms, if I'm gonna be honest. They were like a test run that I did. They did okay, but I just don't really feel like they did well enough for me to want to restock them. Oh, am I out of Kiara? Uh-oh. It is possible. Why is Ina and Uki in the same container? Hello? What happened here? Amelia. Ina. Iris. Yes, it's Iris. Good lord. There's so much stuff. Wait, who? Bae. I don't know what to do. There's so many graduated VTubers now that I have, and I'm like, this is the reason why I was like, I feel like I should slowly move away from drawing so much VTubers. I've been drawing more like gacha game stuff, but I just really like VTubers, man. I've been drawing it for so long, too. The graduations haunt me. Unironically for me too, man. For so long. Like, I still have Yugo merch. Like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Nobody buys it. I think once VTubers like reincarnate in general, like the ability to sell their old merch is like gone. And so I have all this dead stock and I don't know what to do with it. Gonna head out and get some lunch. Have a good lunch! Eat some yummy food. Send pictures. Ugh. I love you, Misty. Bye! Hey, Coast Bales. I think it surges for a bit if people know you have it, but it definitely falls off fast. Yeah, I mean, people will basically last minute grab stuff in between the announcement of the graduation and the graduation, but once they graduate, it's GG. You're like not gonna sell anything else after that. But I feel like I can't help but like, you know, continue to make the merch because I just like them, you know? At least people know, you know, that I am a person who's drawing VTubers because I genuinely just love them. And not because I'm trying to money grab, because I've been in this thing before it even made money. I've been drawing VTubers for so long. I used to, I mean, I try to do this still, but I don't really have as much time to do it. But I try to make graduation packages for VTubers when they like are leaving, where I basically try to like make packages of merch of all the merch that I made of the VTuber and like sell it at a discounted price as a way to like send off the VTuber for like the fans. And also it helps me clear stock, but for me a big reason is because like it's like this is gonna be a lot of people's last opportunities to get merch of this VTuber because I'm sure that a lot of people will discontinue them. So I've only had one instance where people got like so incredibly excited that I had a graduated VTuber's merch. And that was for Sauna, like a long time ago. Like somebody saw that I had Sauna stuff and got really excited for their friend and brought their friend over and was like, dude, you gotta see this. My friend is like the hugest Sauna fan. And he got like very emotional because I was like, I still have a print left. I have like one single print left of her if you want it. I'll just give it to you. And he like cried. That was like the only time. There's like only one I would ever expect to get people like that. That's like the only one yeah. I don't know of any other VTubers that would really like encourage people to, or like people would go out of their way to get, you know? Dude, this is such a last step. Like probably more than that. I guess another one that people really typically are positive about is like Pomu. I think people who, like Pomudachis still buy Pomu merch. Just at a slower pace, but still. But I feel like most Pomudachis, especially on the West Coast, already have all my Pomu shit. A lot of Pomodachis are hyper aware of the stuff, the Pomu stuff that I've had, because I've been drawing Pomu since day one. So. Also, like, at the concert, like their last concert together, like Lazulite's last concert as 3, I was with Pomucord. Like Pomucord invited me to be with them, so I went over to their little area at the concert for a Pomu send-off. So yeah, a lot of people already have my stuff for Pomu. Why am I suddenly fitting less charms in this box and it's the same fucking size box? How the fuck am I supposed to fit 2 more people? I have so many Ukis. Alright, I got it. I did it. Everyone's in. I hope they don't slide around too. Ugh. Right. I guess I should probably pack a couple extra Ikes. I'm out of shoe. Okay, ugh. My arms are sore. Ugh. Oy. Ah! I'm falling. Let's see here. Ah! Ugh. I don't know how many. I haven't restocked enamel pins in a really long time because it was just really, really expensive. Stock enamel. Or it's been very expensive to stock them. Or what? Not all. The enamel pins are so expensive to make. I'm just like fumbling around, not sure. Lack of ability to have these. Suck. To a 1. I have like a color, like my card backs for my enamel pins are color coded based off of like the price tier that they're at. But the thing is, the only person who really needs to see it, other than me, except I can kind of tell already, is Kuno, and Kuno can't see the colors. So it's actually kind of doomed and kind of useless. Because it's like pink, purple, freaking light blue. What the? Oh. I only have like 5 Lugias left. What am I supposed to do with that? Ugh. All right. Ah! No! Lucina! My boxes are so beat up. Okay, jellyfish. I have a few more of these. Thank you for the stretcher, D. I actually don't have water with me, I only have green tea. But I will drink it still. There's no work to save, so I'm okay for now. Soon. I'm almost done, guys. Almost there. We're almost there. I should probably pack more Link and Zelda pins. I feel like last time I didn't bring a lot of Link and Zelda pins to Anime Boston because I was like, they're not very popular, so I won't bring much. And I fucking sold out so fast, and I was like, hello? Boston? I didn't know you guys were like that. Boston is the only con where I went in and I felt so unprepared because I did not know that people were so ready to just like drop money on like fucking anything. People were so excited for like every bit of merch that I had, which was so hyped to hear and see, but I was just like so not ready. I do think Boston had a few of my like most negative con experiences, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, as in I had some situations that came up that were not great. Like, it's the only time where a customer has made me cry. Also, like, where I had to implement my rule where I don't do art trades unless you're actively tabling at that con. Just like a lot of other things. I had some people like try to take advantage of just bad cry. Like I had an attendee yell at me and I just broke down. I think I was already so stressed and there was a lot of things and it's okay. I mean, I've talked about it a few times now. Grab up another. I've talked about it a few times now, what happened. But basically, like, at the con, the way we were set up at the con, like, as in, like, where our booth was kind of, like, in the middle of an aisle. As in, it was really, really hard to get out because we were along the wall. And somebody had left a cup of coffee on our table. And so, you know, me and Kuno were like, we just like asked generally to whoever was in front of our booth. We were like, hi, I don't know whose coffee this is, or we were like, hi, is this anyone's coffee? And everyone's like, no, it's not mine. And I was like, oh, okay. Is someone like able to throw it away for us? Like, if not, that's okay. And so some guy, like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And so he threw it away. And like 5 or 10 minutes later, this lady comes up to us and she's like, how fucking dare you? How dare you ask my boyfriend, a black man, to throw away your trash for you? Like, you're so fucked up. You're so racist. And she was just like going off on us and yelling at us about how we were racist for asking him to throw away our trash for us. And we're like, me and Kuno were like, okay, first of all, we didn't ask him specifically, and second of all, like, he offered to, but she was like not listening, and she was just yelling at us, and like everybody was staring, like people in like, she pushed her way to the front of our line to yell at us. So she like cut in front of a bunch of people, started yelling at us in front of all our customers and other attendees, and like other artists saw. And like after she left, I was like so stressed already, and then like that happened, and I just like went behind our big curtain of like prints and just like shut down. I had a whole ass meltdown, and one of our table neighbors, like, he was really sweet, he came over and was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, I'll be fine. And then apparently that was like Joseph's moment of like, oh my god, is Miao is definitely neurodivergent. But yeah, it was fucking crazy. It was like it was ridiculous, the whole thing. But yeah, anyway, it was a lot. I've had people yell at me before. I've had people like get upset with me and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it was like a little bit too much for me in the situation, because I was already really fucking stressed out. And then there's like the fact that, I don't know, at that time, I think at the time I was still relatively involved with like activism and shit. So like the fact that someone called me fucking racist after literally everything that I've like been a part of and done and stuff, it just felt like, damn, it really doesn't matter what you do. It really doesn't matter how much you try your best to help. People are still going to just like make assumptions and say shit. And it was crazy. You know what's even crazier? You know what's crazier is the fact that she did this. And by the way, in our entire row, me and Kuno were the only POC people. Every single other person in our row were white. We were the only 2 POC people, and she just went off on us for being racist. And I was like... And the thing is too, Kuno is dark-skinned Asian. Kuno's dark-skinned. Like, he's pretty dark for, like, you know, because he's Filipino. And so like the fact that like she just like yelled at us in front of all these people, and like everyone in our row is like white except for us. Literally the whole wall, everyone is white except for us. Like, it was like, damn, all right, okay, fuck me, I guess. Yeah, it was like fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it was definitely a crazy time. Oh, I forgot another box. Ugh. Yeah. So, that was like my not great experience at Anime Boston. That was definitely a not great memory. What the fuck happened to the back of this pin? That's a beat. Goodbye. Man, oh man, some people are crazy. I'm sorry you guys experienced that. I wouldn't know what I do in that situation. I mean, like, we just tried to de-escalate her, but like it did not make a difference to her. She just wanted to yell at us, I think. So like, it didn't really matter like what we did or what we said. She was like still gonna just yell at us. Hey, do you guys want to see this part? I can hand cam this part. I want to see it. Hold on. You're gonna see my nasty fucking math though. So I'm sorry. Things. Oh wait. So... Okay, can you see that? Wait, why the fuck is my Spotify? My first time I tabled last year at the gaming con, I had a group of fellow college students make fun of my art in front of me and laughed, and they just made me a lot more upset than I already was that day, knowing I pulled all-liners drawing so many pieces. Yeah, I'm sorry. That sucks, genuinely. Like, that kind of behavior is unacceptable and so incredibly toxic. Wait, why can't I hear my... But why can't I hear my... Hello? What is my... I can't hear my Spotify anymore. Okay, wait 1 second, y'all. I think I have to restart my audio interface. I think it just like broke for a second. But yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I find that in general, I haven't had any like super negative experiences with con attendees. Because in my experience, like, people who go out of their way to go to a con, like, people who go and touch grass, typically speaking, I think, are not toxic enough to, like, say shit like that, but occasionally there's people. And at the end of the day, like, you're still there and you're still making money and they aren't. So, also love the mat, it's so cute. It's covered in so many stains. I'm like, it's like kind of really nasty, and I didn't want to do the hand cam originally because I was like, I don't want to show you guys this, but it's fine, whatever. I like this mat too though. It was very cheap. So I do like this desk mat. This desk mat definitely goes through a lot of abuse though, because of I just use it also to back my pins, so I stab it a lot. You can see there's like little tiny holes, but it's fabric, so it's self-healing surely. For cons, I switch out the backings from these metal ones to the rubber ones, so that when I pack it into my box, like into my suitcase and stuff, it doesn't scratch each other. Because normally, so as you can see here, like they are packed individually in bags like this, so they won't scratch each other. But if they're just like out like this, they're gonna scratch, so I use rubber backs so they don't scratch them. Part of me is like concerned that I just don't have enough pins. I'm only bringing one box of pins, but should I pack more? I don't have that many designs. I like the rubber ones more too for pins I've had. They seem to stick better than the metal ones. I think it depends. I think these ones lock a little bit better if they're in like good condition. I think they lock better, so then it's like less likely to fall off of your bags and stuff. But I think that sorry, my brain is so not alive right now. I think the rubber ones are nice for like any other kind of use. But also cuter. I also spend my own money to back them because like the these backings or these pins come with the metal ones, but I buy my backing separately. So I have like different colored ones. Like I have pink ones too. But I use the pink ones for usually for pins that are original designs. So like my omomoris are all pink ones. This is genuinely one of my favorite designs that I've made. Come on. It's a maneki neko. And it says fortune. And there's a bell. I hand stuck every single one of these bells on here, by the way. Because my manufacturer didn't have the bells in the right color that I wanted, like rose gold. So I bought them separately. And I stuck them on one by one. I like put on a show and just locked in. But yeah, I remember when I was concepting in the first place, because the way it's designed too is that it's kind of like the bell is on a collar of the cat too. So yeah. But when I was like concepting this, like I remember asking my manufacturer if they had rose gold, and they're like, no, we only have gold and silver. And I was like, fuck. So I bought rose gold bells to match. Because I really wanted this color. I wanted it to be rose gold. Because like my other omamori, I have the jellyfish one, which is silver metal, and the bees one, which is gold. So I was like, it'd be nice to have all three in different like metal colors. I have a lot of pomos. I feel like I should need a few more Funanas, but I don't have them backed yet, so I have to back those. Okay, 1 second. This was from a different manufacturer, and they gave me the black ones. That was nice, or like the rubber ones. Oh, I forgot the... Okay. So I have this very cool device I will show you. It's shaped like a cat. You get the pin, you shove it here, you slide its ears in between the two little backs, and you push it in. It removes the backs for you. And it captures them all in here. So I'm gonna pack a few more pomos as well. kind of hard to do it like showing up, but it's pretty easy to push. I've gone through like 2 of these already. This is my 3rd one because they are 3D printed, and if you see, like, you can see it wearing down over time. And so like the 3D printing, because it's like sharp metal, well, not sharp, but like there is metal on it, and each of these has like, they're not completely smooth. Woo! They're not completely smooth. So it like wears it down. But they're pretty cheap. If you have a 3D printer, I think it's probably easier, but I do not, so I just order them. Or ask my friends to print them for me. It's very nice. It's definitely carpal tunnel saving. And for the metal ones, like these metal ones that I was removing earlier, I used pliers to do it, because otherwise, like, the pinching motion is too much. I have to be very careful with my hands. I've already injured my fingers and wrists before, so I cannot risk to do that again. Oh no. I really like this pin series. I had everyone ready to go, like all of Niji. And then I had some delays with my manufacturer where they misprinted a bunch of these, so then I had to reorder them. And then I was like waiting, and then the whole thing from like last year, 2 years ago happened. And I was like, well, shit. I don't know what to do at this point. Because I have all these designs, and I feel like I can't make them anymore. And I don't know if I really want to go back and invest in making pins for VTubers again after all that happened. Like, at the end of the day, like, because a VTuber is a person, there is like a non-zero chance that they graduate, they get canceled, whatever, and that'll impact your existing inventory. Like, for example, something I remember being kind of glad about, which is like maybe not inherently a case, but or not inherently the case, but like not particularly one thing or the other, but I hadn't ever made any Cinder merch, so I never had to worry about like the fall of my Cinder merch because I just didn't have any. But it just goes to show, like, if you did have merch of her, or you did have merch of a canceled VTuber, it's like, what do you do? Like, what do you do in that case? So, yeah, you know, I just, think about that every now and then. So that's why I'm like, if I'm gonna do VTubers, if I'm gonna continue doing VTubers, I'll probably do smaller quantities of things and lower risk items for like lower profit loss risk items. I probably won't do pins anymore for VTubers, which means that there's a lot of other people who do pins and do have that monopoly on them. But that's fine. I never thought to make VTuber merch. I hardly watch any of them, not popular ones anyway. Yeah, I've just been deep in the VTuber stocks since like early 2020. Like right before Myth came out, I was watching like Toa and Korone a lot. And so when Myth debuted, I made merch like immediately. So I've been making VTuber merch since the beginning, because for me personally, ever since the beginning of like tabling at cons and stuff, I've always made merch of stuff that I personally like and care about, and only recently have like expanded more to like things that are popular that my friends like as well. Like for example, like I don't play ZZZ. I do have ZZZ merch. I like the characters and the character designs, and Joseph's really into them. I'm like, cool, I'll draw them. But aside from that, I've always just drawn stuff that I like. So I just kind of lucked out with the VTubers, because I just happened to like them already, and then they became really popular. So then I was already making merch of them, so it wasn't hard to like lean into that. And with Niji's case, I was one of the first few artists that made Niji merch. Or Niji, yeah, like Niji merch at cons. I think it was like Fanime 2021 or something like that. The one Finana said she went to. It was me and 3 other artists that had Niji merch. One of them was my friend. And it was literally just like, because I had been big fans of them prior to their, you know, debut with Niji. Lazulite, I meant. So I got kind of lucky in that case. So my journey with like making VTuber merch has almost always been like a series of very lucky situations, you know? Because when I started drawing VTuber merch, I'll be completely honest, my income quadrupled. But I don't think it's as lucrative now because it's a really saturated market of artists. And it's a pretty competitive one too. Just like getting into VTubing in general. But again, the reason why I draw them in the first place and why I continue to draw people like Niji, or people in Niji, because I like the people. I like watching them. I still watch them. And I'm still gonna continue drawing the people I care about. So that's always been how I've approached things. Which is part of the reason why I'm not gonna be drawing every single person in Hololive again when I do my overhaul. Because although I, you know, watched all of them to some degree in like, or at least at the time, I watched all of them to some degree, like either through clips or whatever, like group collabs. It's just a lot. And just the risk of it is very high now, you know. YouTubers are high risk but high profit. So. I remember when the Niji thing first happened, I was like, do I just like, what do I do in this case? Do I just return to being a Fire Emblem artist? All right, here, this is my lovely bin of all my packed pins. Oh, okay, let me put this away and then I will be good to draw. What time is it? 2 o'clock? Okay, yeah, I can draw for a little bit. Okay, let me just clean up my desk and then maneuver. I still have to pack standees, but I think that's like the last big thing I have to pack. And honest to God, don't really know how I'm gonna pack them still. About that. I might empty one of my old peeker boxes and just like use that. But unsure. Okay. Do this. Yeah, if you ever have questions about cons and stuff, I'm more than happy to answer them. I've been doing this for a minute. And I just want to help people. Trash can. Oh, where's the trash can lid? Ah! My hands smell kind of funny. Should I work on mint? I didn't say I was gonna work on mint today, but I could. Okay. Just moving some around. Open clip. Hello, is there a mod who can potentially switch me to art, please? Ah! I just dragged myself off screen. Sorry, that was bad. Thank you. Alright, cool. Let's... here we go. Open this. Where is your ref? Hold on, how do I get this to fucking... Oh, this is better, actually. Sorry, one second. Just maneuvering my frickin'... Okay. Oh god, I'm knocking everything over! Ah! Alright. Alright. Open, recent, Minto. Alright. I can work on rendering now. My tea is cold. Oakley doke. Let me grab... Okay, here we go. Ah! Actually, you know what? I want to put on the other lo-fi. You know what? I'm gonna... Fuck it, we're gonna... little hee YouTube... History? Is it loud? Is it too loud? It's good? Okay, cool. My big ass head is in the way. Sorry, hold on. Let me actually see if I can move up. I guess she has like a little this, so I can maybe put this down. Yadi, happy Monday! Happy Monday! How are you today? Oh, I forgot to fix this here. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Chile Safari had a bit of time to unwind during the weekend. Very much needed. Very relatable. I had like an interesting schedule this weekend where, because I had con prep to do, I was basically like alternating between playing games and prepping for con and just like napping. Basically on like a very strict rotation. Oops. But I'm very happy I did get the rest that I did as well. Definitely very much needed on my side as well. I have a little bit left to do, but not too much, luckily. Are you winning? I hope so, to some degree, maybe. Drawing Minto is winning, I think. I'd say you're winning, yeah, I think so too. This is so much louder than I thought it would be. Hold on. Let me turn it down. It is so loud. Why is audio balance is na 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 na. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You know, sometimes I think about how sometimes I feel like I have more information about things than I feel like I should, or have opinions about things, like especially like VTubers and stuff, but also I'm gonna fucking stay in my lane. But then I also don't talk about it with anyone, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking explode one day. One day I'm just going to spontaneously fucking combust. Oh, I forgot to draw a... Sometimes staying in your lane is just the safest way to live? Dude, why do you think I still do? I'm sure you're on the same boat as me, Pen. I know. The tea is just crazy sometimes. This power that has been bestowed upon me, whether by choice or not, it's too much. One day I will just fucking explode. I'm sleep. Na, 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 na. Perpetually sleepy cat. Sleepy. Not a single day where they have not been sleepy. What if I just like only rendered the ice cream? What if I just did flats for everything and just rendered only the ice cream so it's like fucking hyper realistic ice cream? Wouldn't that be so hee funny? Sometimes I wish I could, like, by choice, do the thing in Men in Black where they, like, fucking do the light in your face and then wipe your memory. I wish I could do that to myself sometimes when people tell me things. But then also I feel like that just happens to me on a regular basis, just existing, and I just forget things, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I don't know. I wish I had more control over the ability to do that. Mm-hmm. 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 Oy. That's the yellow. I need blue and silver still. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Okay. You know how some artists share their PSDs? I feel like I should never ever ever do that. Not because it's like bad. but because I feel like my layer names won't make sense to anyone. They're not just key smashing, but it's basically like an internal code for me to remember certain things. If someone were to look at this, they'd be like, huh? Maybe Miao is performing satanic rituals that we don't know about. I never name my layers. I know I should, but I just forget anyways. That used to be me. I don't actually, okay, I don't label my layers. I actually label my folders. My layer names are not, my layers are not labeled, but my folders are, and my folders are almost always structured the same, so I don't have to remember too much. And then if I'm like really concerned, then I use like the, you can like label a layer by a color, so I do that. Because I usually will separate my layers into colors while I render, and then like or like while I do flats, and then I'll like merge it together when I'm rendering. But yeah, that's typically how it goes. Doing a little cleanup for lines. Wait, what if I just there we go, that works better actually. Then I can do that. I don't think it's necessary to label all your layers. That's a little excessive. Why label your layers when you can just remember? Okay. Honestly, I might not draw for very long, because I still have a lot of con prep to do. However, I did want to draw for a little bit. So maybe what I'll do is I'll finish the flats and then do the ice cream and then probably sign off for the day. Still gotta eat lunch and stuff. Ice cream. Alright. How does a wisp look? Alright. We're making a mint chocolate chip wisp. What color is fucking mint ice cream? Hold on. Mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like, really that green? A little more green? Like this, maybe? No. Maybe I just use... Maybe I just use that anyway. Alright. And then I want to do like Pocky sticks. Split Pocky. Whipped cream. And I want to do these as like strawberries. Maybe like a cookie. This is a very colorful wisp. Okay, I will adjust the strawberries because I want to make them like white strawberries. How does the inside of white strawberries look? White strawberry. How does the inside of a white strawberry looks like? Like. They're like really, really white. Okay, wait. Hey, would wisps be also mint chip? Because they're like kind of white, so part of me wants to make them like not quite. Because they're like white and mint colored. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I will fix this wafer to not be this color, actually. Be lighter. More vanilla. And then what color are like cones? I like What if I made the... What if I made the cone dipped in chocolate? That's too extra, I feel like. Last time, my dear friend, you're always welcome here, so... Gonna head out, gotta eat food, no problem. I'm probably gonna finish up too, so no worries. Hope you get some good food. I know you're wrapping up, but my stomach is grumbling. Yeah, mine is too, actually. See you next time. Bye bye. Yeah, I won't be streaming for another week because I'll be in Boston, but I'll be streaming when I get back. Don't worry. I'll try to get some VODs to upload while I'm out. Maybe they'll crash, who knows? I have to set that up tonight. What is ice cream like? How do I get like ice? What if I try to just yoink the texture? No! Not stopping! I'm clicking images! Fuck you. Why'd you switch everything? What's a really nice round ice cream texture? Guys, here's the art of photo bashing. This looks so silly. Hold on, let's see. Holy shit. I want it to look like too ridiculous. Hello, how are you today? Been a minute? Yeah. How are you? Fortunately, I'm not going to be streaming for much longer today because I still have some con prep to do off stream, but almost done. Still recovering from the semester. Honestly, I have no idea when schools start and end anymore. I have no concept of like academic time anymore. Which will have to be fixed soon, but I had finals like 2 weeks ago. Oh. April? End of April? That seems very interesting. You quarter system? Like, you a college quarter system gamer? just project. Oh, okay. Game dev student, I see. Dev. I think I do not have stamina today, guys. I think I am going to wrap it up here. It is almost 3 hours, and I still have to do like a few more things, but I can't really do it on streaming. But thank you for hanging out with me today, everybody. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next week, probably. Maybe halfway through the week, Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. We'll see how it goes. But I'll keep y'all updated on Discord and on socials. But yeah, let's go find someone to raid. Tama is streaming. Tama is streaming Love in Deep Space, so we're gonna go ahead and stream Tama, or stream. We're gonna go ahead and raid Tama. So say hi, Tama. Say hi to Tama for me. I got a raid and dash, unfortunately. But thank you for hanging out with me today, everybody, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, or whatever's where you are. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.